And we're rolling.
Welcome back.
We're back.
Dreams were your ticket out.
We just sing for 20 minutes?
Welcome back.
I'll just sit here.
Only if we can sing terribly.
It is soothing. All right, well, hey, I'm Justin.
I'm Charles or Chaz, whichever you prefer.
Tuesday time.
Time for Tuesdays.
Is that what we're doing? Time for Tuesday?
I don't know.
Or
How about
Tuesday time?
time traveling Tuesdays?
No, because we're not going back in time.
Well, I mean, they don't know that. They can't see us.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we take the recording device with us.
We're actually in 1865.
Yep. See, we cracked the code on how to travel spatially.
Anywho, we are here. We're going to kick up the podcast again.
Yeah, we're going to start that again. So then people in here may not have ever heard it before. Especially, I was listening to a bunch of our old stuff.
Is it funny?
Like 24. Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah. I don't know. Some of the stuff still makes me laugh out loud. Oh yeah. Man,
Batman Land.
Yeah, dude. I was just gonna say. I was listening to one the other day where we were talking about all the crazy names for towns, and I said Accident, Maryland, and you said, "Whoops, we made a town." So yeah, so we want to make a podcast to talk to people and talk to you about us and our lives and give you something to do on an idle Tuesday.
Because Tuesdays suck.
They're the worst.
They are the worst day of the week.
No question about it.
No, Tuesdays are bad.
Yeah, I know. Mondays go by fast.
They make it.
Because you're working hard.
I usually play D&D on Mondays.
Oh.
So I have something to look forward to. Actually, today, all I did was I edited for like 6 hours.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, there's like this one cut that was pissing me off, and I couldn't... Like, throughout all the takes, I couldn't figure out which one to use, and, like, there wasn't any two takes that lined up together enough, like, whether it be the way the dialogue was presented or, like, their action. Like, he'd have his hand on his face, and then, like, the next scene it'd be down underneath a table, and you just can't cut between the two. It sucks.
You know, I noticed that we were talking earlier about filmmaking, because we've been making movies together for a long time.
Yes.
A long, long time.
Yeah, we've... Like, for 10 years, I guess, and then...
Since 06.
I've been doing it since I was, like, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And only, really, within, like, the past 2 years has anything been remotely good.
Well, wait a minute. We met in summer of 05.
Yeah. So 12 years.
We were probably, yeah.
Because I never really stopped.
We were probably making movies. No, you were making movies then. Making zombie trailers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why I was just making trailers.
I don't know.
This is the weirdest thing to do. Like, I'm not going to make a movie or a short film, just a trailer.
Well, I never wanted to deter your creativity, but I always thought that too.
Yeah. Why don't you say anything?
Because
I work well with constructive criticism.
I mean, you were working right along.
I don't want to kick myself in the ass 12 years later. Like, man, that was a stupid idea.
I've never been as like super into film as you. Although I will say that I've gotten a new appreciation for it lately.
Yeah, that's
and I find myself noticing things like I'll be watching stuff and like hear bad dialogue or like notice a continuity error. What was I watching? Oh, I was watching The Wire.
Okay.
And there was this scene
on The
Wire.
It's a great show, man.
It is, but there was this scene where they were walking down the street and the shot kept coming. It was a pair of them walking down the street.
Oh, yeah.
And the shot keeps coming from in front of them to behind them to in front of them. And they didn't even try with continuity.
Yeah.
Like a person would be walking towards them, and then it'd be a snap cut to in front of them, and that person was gone. And I was just like, so are we supposed to, as viewers, believe that this is one walk down the street?
So really you'll have a, like on sets, and they should have had one, a script supervisor. And they're in charge of like everything in the script, continuity, and like everything. And if they're not doing their job, then the whole thing fails. Like that.
What do you think about the Christian Bale thing?
What about it?
What do you think about it? Like, because I've gone back and forth on the Christian Bale thing.
What thing?
When he freaked out on the guy.
Oh, on the lighting guy?
Yeah.
Like
originally I thought that was kind of a dick move.
Well, so what I really want to know is what take it was on.
Yeah, well.
What take number?
I never thought of that.
Because it was the first one, you know, you're not even really there. But if you're on there for like 57 times, and you're like, all right, this is the fucking take, and some guy just walks through the scene.
Yeah.
Camera's rolling. Well, even on a set, you should know when they roll camera.
Plus, he's method.
Clear out.
So he's like fucking... He's like Heath Ledgering it.
Is he method? I didn't know he was method.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I could just be talking out of my ass.
Um,
Anyway, we like movies.
Yes.
And we like to make movies.
Dude, Baby Driver.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. A lot. It was good.
What about that? What about that World War II again movie?
Oh, Dunkirk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it visually, just kind of like Interstellar. Visually, it was awesome to watch.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, it was great to watch. There was very minimal dialogue, which was nice.
Well, probably. It's a movie about war.
Yeah, it wasn't saturated. Did you hear all those people getting pissed off about like the lack of other ethnicities and women in the film about British soldiers during during World War II? People were getting upset about that.
Dude, people get upset about anything.
It was crazy.
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
You know, for the longest time, like, I always wanted to, like, not upset anybody or, like, hurt anybody's feelings. I'd try to make it a point to, like, stay fair and nice. And here lately, I'm just like, you know what? Like, people are going to be mad at you for any kind of reasons.
Dude, you can't say anything. You can't even say hi. People just get
all
upset.
kinds of reasons. It's real weird.
Yeah.
The girl at the Publix gave me a weird look the other day because she mentioned that she was going into engineering.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. They need more women in the field. And she kind of gave me like a weird look. And I was
Don't
like...
say that. Just that's like
yeah, but I mean, that's a good thing, though, right? I mean,
yeah, I
my
agree with that.
intention's very good.
Yeah, but they don't understand that.
think
And I
that
think
is
it's
a
like
great
social
thing.
media, man. Like all these people like getting their voices heard now, and now they're just
That's
like
true.
popping out in public. Like you could say whatever. You have your podium now.
There's a lot of idiots, but that were silenced before.
Yeah, you just never hear, and that maybe that's why all this crap is like coming to a head, is because there's so many people that are so free to be able to talk about this kind of crap. It's
Yeah.
not crap. I shouldn't say that's like a terrible word.
A lot
to
of
use,
it's
but-
crap.
Yeah, but you know they have their podium, their soapbox, and they can get up there and just say whatever they want, and people listen. And because you put a hashtag on it, then other people follow along, and then it's just like a
Meanwhile, you know that like 1 million children go missing every year?
yeah,
And like 150,000 of those are by people they don't know.
yeah.
And most of them are from Washington, D.C. Because they're all getting kidnapped. And being sold in the sex slave trade.
Which is a weird thing to want to have sex with children. Anyway,
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a dark place to get on the first episode of the podcast.
let's talk about ourselves. Yes, sex, slave trades,
Yeah, I
man.
know, right into the crazy. Well,
So what's new with you, man? What have you been writing, creating?
I just finished a pilot,
Yeah.
and I want to shoot it, and I want to pitch it, and see it get picked up,
Yeah.
because I think it's funny. And I think that I wrote it the way that it should be written, because I was reading about, like, how to design your pilot, like,
Yeah.
most efficiently, and, like, they were saying that, like, it should be, obviously it should encapsulate what the idea of the show is about.
Yeah.
But they were saying that it should be good, but it shouldn't be your best. Like, it shouldn't be the best place that it could go. Which is true.
So
I think.
right below your potential.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's like a dip into the toe of... A dipping your toe into the pool of like, what it could be.
Do you obsess about, like, whatever you're writing at the moment? Does it, like, consume you?
Yeah, I mean, if I get onto it, yeah. I mean, I wrote that. I wrote the pilot's about 28 pages.
Yeah.
And I wrote that shit in a couple of days.
But, I mean, so, not that that's the only thing that you're, like, working on, but, like, while you're, you know, throughout the day, it's all you can think about, and, like, nothing else really matters? Like,
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely...
not nothing else, but, you know.
I definitely find myself in the mindset of, like, how to make... What else comes next in the script. And the thing for me is, like, sometimes I have difficulty on the longevity of it. Sometimes I have an issue sitting there and saying, all right, well, I'm going to write through, you know, however many pages this is going to be. Sometimes I'll start something. Sometimes I'll get, like, 2 or 3 pages into something, then I won't touch it for a month, and then I'll finish it.
Yeah. Well, I've written some stuff where I get bored with it.
Yeah.
And if I'm getting bored with it, then it's just like, okay, everybody else is going to get bored with this as well. So
Yeah, but
I'm
I
gonna put this
also
down.
I find myself doing that, but I also have found out that if you go back and bite the bullet, like, it's kind of worth it. Because, like, I kind of did that with the pilot. Like, there were parts of the pilot where they were just pouring out that I was just like, this is awesome. And then there were other parts where I felt like I was just filling it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this kind of sucks because I'm not into it. But then that bridge would lead me to the scene that I really was excited about writing, and then I would go through that. And so by the time I finished it all, I was like, I'm happy with it as a whole.
I think, Akira Kurosawa talked about how you're supposed to, when he writes, he finishes it no matter what.
Right.
Like, even if he hates it, he brings it to a conclusion. And so I've been trying to implement that. But that's hard, man. Like, you get 2 pages into something and you hate it.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of the problem with being like, I don't know. It's hard to focus. And I'll tell you, this time in history, and I should say in human history, is the hardest that it's ever been to concentrate. Because there's so much shit in your face all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly. Just like, can you believe the president said this?
Yeah.
This organization hates gays. It's just like a barrage of information in your face.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, football season's back. Oh, what do you think about Game of Thrones? It's just like, it's very difficult to focus on a craft, let alone one that's like creative and like makes you feel vulnerable. Like, I think that's the thing about art in general. Like, anybody that's any kind of artist understands that there's like a certain, because it's part of your soul that you're putting out there.
Yeah.
So there's an intense vulnerability to it, and the internet will let you know immediately if they fucking hate you or not.
Yeah.
I mean, within seconds.
It's
people
quick.
just get.
It's real
I mean,
quick.
it's a fucking career ender these days.
Yeah.
It's like it's like landmines. I was listening to Rogan and Jamie Foxx talk about it the other day, and it was just like, they're right, man. It's a fucking minefield. Because you never know
you get those
who you're
people
gonna...
that just don't care. Like, they legit, like Hunter S. Thompson didn't care what he said to anybody.
Yeah.
And people just accepted him for that. Like, he could call you whatever name to your face. He could shoot you in the foot. And you're like, oh, that's just Hunter S. Thompson doing his thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certain people can get away with that, I guess.
I can't.
No, I've always tried. I don't know. I feel like I think the part of it is because I was marginalized a lot as a kid, I felt.
Yeah.
Like, I was always a chubby kid, and I was always kind of effeminate, and I was always, I was a smart kid, but I didn't try. And I would daydream a lot, and I would get in trouble a lot. And so I think growing up like that, kind of feeling ostracized and outcast, has made me, like, when I approach other people, I, like, think about that. And I'm like, you know what, man? Like, let's hear this person out. We don't know if they're crazy or bad or whatever.
Do you take compliments well?
No.
Neither do I. And somebody called me out on it this weekend. They're like trying to give me a compliment, and I just stood there like, all right. I was like, dude, you don't take compliments well at all. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel awkward.
You know what's weird is I don't take compliments well, but, like, I crave affirmation.
Yeah, I don't.
I crave it. Like, I want people to like me, but I don't want them to tell me. If that makes any sense. I guess it doesn't really, because that would be the only way I would know, right?
Yeah. I think everybody wants a little affirmation every once in a while, unless you're like a narcissist or a sociopath.
Yeah. Well,
And
part of
you
that
don't really care.
part of that for me was being an only child.
Yeah.
I need the attention.
See, I don't want attention.
I do.
I just want to I want to be in a room and just nobody talks to me, and I'd be fine with that.
I feel like I think, and that's part of the problem with the internet, is like I feel like I want the internet popularity, but I don't want to have to deal with it in my everyday life.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird.
I'm a very have my cake and eat it too kind of person.
Yeah. I think that's why I like being behind the camera as well.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to like worry about anything.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to recognize you. They're not going to just like see you walking and like, hey.
Yeah. Well, part of me like really cares. Part of me like really deeply cares.
Yeah.
And then another part of me just doesn't care at all. Like, for me would be like that drunk before noon where I'm in the shower and my fat's all flopping around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, part of me is just like, I don't care. Whatever. It's funny. And then there's another part of me that's just like, oh man, people probably think I'm some fucking gross, weird loser. But I think everybody's like that, right? I guess that's just the duality of your...
Yeah. I definitely go through that. I don't want to... So I was 150 pounds, like, after high school until, like, 26.
Mm-hmm.
just 150 pounds, and then I started drinking beer every day.
Yeah.
Gained like 30 pounds. I was like, shit, man. I need to start working out.
Yeah.
But that's hard to keep up.
No, man, you've been doing a really good job. You've been doing it for fucking like 6 years. I mean, you...
6 years now.
Dude, you started seriously working out when you were still at Mick's house.
No, but I took a break.
Yeah, but
I just
still.
stopped. Yeah.
Like, that's when you... Like, at least to me. Like, that's when you started taking it seriously.
I just gotta run. That shit sucks.
No.
Cardio, man.
Fuck that.
That's important.
I'll die. I'll die in a Wally chair before I ever do any of that shit.
I wish there was just like a injection where you could just lose weight.
Inject.
Or like a button. You could just like hit a button and be like, look, lose 30 pounds.
We're getting there, dude. Do you see them fucking with the genome?
Yeah.
Did you see that they're about to be able to end diseases before they develop in embryos?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, that's not cool.
Why not?
You don't think we have enough of a population problem without having all of these? Look,
Yeah,
I'm not
should be
saying
focusing on.
I'm not saying that innocent children need to die. I'm not being that guy. I'm just saying it's like gotta let nature do its thing, man. It's like if this baby's not supposed to be born, or they're supposed to be born with no legs, what do the Jesus people have to say about that?
Do you believe in abortion?
100%, yeah, for sure. I think that women have the choice.
Then should the parents have the choice
I think that it's their
to
body.
remove that from their children?
Remove what?
Like the illness and disease? Like if they have the choice to kill the kid or keep it alive outright, then don't they have the chance to, if they want to keep it alive, give it the best possible life it could have?
Well, the difference is that a kid that is never born has no effect on our planet.
Right.
Whereas a kid that is born is.
I feel like they'll still consume the same resources.
Not if one of them... What? What are you talking about?
If they're alive or not, and they're, like, fed?
No, I'm saying, like, if a child is aborted versus if a child is is stripped of a disease before he's born. That would have otherwise killed him.
Oh.
There's a major difference in the resources, because
Okay.
one of them
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And the other one, may grow up to not be a goddamn thing. Might be doing scratch-offs in front of me at the Jiffy store.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who am I? I'm nobody, That's another thing about me.
Are you having
like,
kids?
I'll go on, like, arrogant streaks. Like, I'm hot shit. And then I'm, like, immediately into self-loathing.
Do you want kids?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I've thought about it a lot.
I do not.
I've gone back and forth. I think that, like, ultimately... I don't know.
I do not have enough money to take care of children.
Life's hard, man.
So,
life is really hard.
nor the time.
And I think that, like, that expression people say, like, I'm not going to bring a child into this world.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that I always kind of, like, looked at that as hyperbole. And just like, oh, yeah, that's just, like, real tropey to say that. But the older I get, the more I'm like, well, I can kind of see that just because, like, it's tough, man. And if you have if you have a genetic predisposition for depression or alcoholism, that makes it even harder. And if you're, if you grow up in a low-income area, that makes it even harder. And if you're a minority, whether it's racially or sexually, that makes it even harder. So it's like, shit, what if I give birth to, well, I wouldn't give birth. But what if I have a child that's, that has a learning disability, or a child that's gay? And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh my God,
it's just
man.
that I worry about how they would have to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's,
I think anymore it's not really a big problem if you're homosexual or not. I mean, certain areas that you live in, but, like, on the most part, nobody really cares. But if you care about somebody's sexuality, you're dumb.
That's
Plain
true.
and simple.
Yeah.
Because that's them. That's
doesn't
their
matter.
life.
It's
They're not coming over to
important.
your house.
Right.
And be like, hey, I'm gay. Look at this. I'm gay.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I woke up the other morning, gay. Weird.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't wait to come over here and tell you right away. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Some
Doesn't bother me. I don't give a shit what you do.
one of my friends
Just don't,
said
like,
this,
beat me up.
and it's true. Like, bringing somebody into the world is a burden on them. You know?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. They have to, like, go to school, and they have to do well, and then they have to...
Already.
Yeah. Then they get out of school, and they pay bills, and they have debt, and it's just like, yeah, good job, you're alive.
And that's all I meant when I said that, like, if they have something extra. Like, life is hard enough already. And then then they have extra shit, like they're born deaf or they're born without the ability to walk. It's like, I would love them the same. and I would take care of them the same. But I would just feel guilty, I guess.
So is it worse, in your mind, to be alive? Would it be worse?
Give me the clockwork question.
Is this? I don't know if this is it. Would it be worse, in your mind, to be alive or to have never existed at all? You know, like you wouldn't know that you never existed.
I think it's an impossible question to answer if that's being the case. But if you're asking me
what
now, if I had a choice, I would have never existed at all. For a couple of reasons. Mainly because existence is hard. But the other thing is that if I didn't exist, I would never know the difference.
Yeah.
I used to always think like, oh man, I wouldn't have survived back in the 1200s or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, I probably would have, because, I mean, I would have been used to it.
Yeah.
If I went back in time to the 1200s, I would definitely die.
Yeah. 100%. You'd appear, get the plague, and die.
Be dead. Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, if I were born and bred to it, like Bane.
Yeah.
Oh, Batman. I never saw that movie, so I can't do the voice very well.
What was that?
That was a fruitless attempt at a Bane impression.
Oh.
What did you think it was?
I don't know, man. Just some weird British guy. Anyway, that was your Tasty Tuesday.
Yeah, well, that's episode 1. Oh, okay, so listen. We didn't talk about the podcast at all. We went on a total tangent.
We can do that on the next one.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, what I want to do is I want you guys to give suggestions and ask questions about
I bet
us.
one of the suggestions is don't do this.
Oh, man. Well, now it definitely will be one.
I hope so.
Good job. But no, just tell us what you want to hear.
All right.
We'll tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah. This is Justin. This is where you say your name. And this is Chaz.
Oh. And, what is it?
We don't have to do that. We don't have to sign off.
All right.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
This is Chaz.
Goodbye.